Welcome to The Boss Experience, the podcast that gives you actionable tips and strategies to start your business. And I'm your host, Michele Davis. Let's get started. Because anytime you're talking about journaling, you're talking about making some big goals, thinking big dreams, and journaling it out and making it a process that allows you to not just think about who you are right now, but to become that next level version of you. Journaling, when coupled with meditation, is what is the secret sauce. It's effective and it's what helps people grow. I believe that mindset can either be the key to your success or the cause of your downfall. Yet mindset changes are the most difficult transformations to make. Journaling is one of the easiest and best ways for entrepreneurs to stay focused, gain clarity, set goals, and ultimately prosper in business. I strongly believe people are capable of making the mindset shifts necessary to grow their business and achieve their goals when they have the right resources. The first time I ever picked up a journal, I was maybe about 10 years old. And that journal got me through the trials and tribulations of elementary school. And it was funny because it was like in one of those Scholastic, and I don't remember if Scholastic was around when I was a kid, but whatever the equivalent was. And those are those like little papery booklets or newsletters that you order books from. And it was where I ordered my first journal. And I've been journaling ever since throughout the years. I can't say I've done it every single day since I was 10 years old, but I've used journaling throughout my life as a way to cope with different situations, to cope with loss, to sleep better and to improve my focus and clarity. When I started my business, journaling actually helped me really keep things in perspective, keep things in focus, and journaling allowed me to envision my business in a way that went beyond just me. I always saw my business as being so much bigger and impacting people in a way that was truly something wonderful. Journaling has allowed me, it's not only gotten me through so much, but it's allowed me to really level up and become the next level version of myself. And as entrepreneurs, we're not necessarily like laying on the beach with our laptop or jet setting across the country. We are doing everything from, raising our kids, supporting our family, and some of us even still work a 9-to-5, all while operating a business. So I know what you're thinking. How do you fit, time into your busy schedule for journaling? And so that's what we're going to talk about, because you need just 5 or 10 minutes a day that you really need to set aside. And I get it, with the kids. I mean, my house can be crazy too, between my daughter and her music or my dog barking and everything that passes by. It can be a distraction. We're going to talk about a few things. So we're going to talk about the benefits of journaling. We're going to talk about how to create a lifestyle you love through journaling. We're going to talk about some tools that you need to consider when you're talking about starting off your journaling journey. And finally, how to build a habit with one prompt a day. So we're going to start with talking about the benefits of journaling. So when you think about the fact that you're taking time to strategically write out your thoughts and to put your thoughts together, you want to reap the benefits from that, right? And while you might have some false starts along the way, God knows I did, making a commitment to maintaining your journal will ensure you stay on the road to success. So it also adds some structure in your life as well, because, you're working on developing healthy habits and you're incorporating this quiet you time in what probably is a very hectic life that you lead. So you definitely want to develop habits. Another benefit of journaling is being able to fight stress. So stress is a big part of our lives. And, when we think about staying well, we forget that our mind is part of that staying well too. We have to have a positive mindset, and we need to have, in addition to taking care of our physical body, So keeping a journal, according to research, can be a powerful tool for fighting stress and maintaining a healthy mindset. Because, when done correctly, you're focusing on all you can accomplish. You're focusing on your goals. And also, think about it, you're releasing all that negative thoughts and all that overwhelm that you got swirling around in your brain. You're actually releasing that and putting it somewhere. You're creating an outlet to get all of that stuff out of you. And when you have everything in front of you, it makes it so much more easier to, zoom in on those important things that you need to focus on and circle back to. Another benefit of journaling is it helps you set your own terms. So journaling is a great means of helping you decide what your path is going to be, especially when you're confused about making a decision or what direction your life is going. And this can happen at whatever age. I mean, for me, it happened throughout my life. And, even at the age of, over 40, I was still trying to figure out, what path am I supposed to take? How, am I really living my best life? And journaling is what helped me kind of figure out what my path was going to be. And so you want to use journaling in the same way to kind of track where you are, where do you want to go? And this is both in your personal life and in your business life. So you can see it in all, its glory, so you can kind of make some decisions from there. And fortunately, the process of journaling is pretty easy to start. And where people have challenges is usually with staying consistent. But think about how powerful that is to be able to set your own terms and understand what's truly important to you because it's all laid out in front of you. And that in and of itself is therapeutic. So we talked about the benefit. Now I want to talk about the tools that you'll need to start your journaling. So when you think about the tools, you want to think about your personality. What is going to work best for you and your lifestyle and your habits? And you have a handwritten journal, and that's the physical journal that you can find just about anywhere. And you have digital journaling, and we'll talk about both of those. So the type of journal, of course, you choose as a personal decision. I always recommend that people try both just to kind of see what feels better for you. So when you use a handwritten journal, it does have some benefits. And the benefits are you're allowed to eliminate all of your distractions. And so essentially you kind of remove your electronics away from you and out of the way. You're not tempted to check your email and focus on things, as you get different pop-ups while you're journaling. But writing by hand has its benefits, and it lets you keep the train of thought intact. So, by eliminating distractions, you can disconnect for a few minutes. You can get your thoughts together. It increases your focus, and you can kind of create a tech-free zone, even if it's for the 5 or 10 minutes that you use to journal. Another thing you want to consider when choosing your tool and why handwritten journals, a lot of people prefer them, is because with handwritten journals, you can retain the information better. It's scientifically proven. The more you write down things, the more you tend to retain the information. And that's why we were forced, to take notes in school, whether high school, college, whatever level of education you have. It was always encouraged to take notes because, of course, you retain the information better when you write it down. And that lends to greater productivity and greater creativity when you can remember actually what you've written down. And as entrepreneurs, thoughts are constantly flowing through our mind. So the more you journal, the more you notice ideas flowing to you because you're keeping the train on the tracks. You're keeping things, your mindset flowing with ideas. And all of this leads to clarity and vision about your business, which in turn allows you to generate the ideas you need to grow. The other thing you want to think about when you're journaling is that you have an opportunity to sharpen your writing skills. And so when you're thinking about the tools and everything that you're going to use, you want to think thoughtfully about the writing instrument you use. And in this digital age, it's easy for people to immediately jump to digital. But, writing is still a valuable skill. And it's something that people tend to lack because you have spell check, you have, grammar, assist, through things like Grammarly. And so, but by writing freehand, it has so many benefits, but it also, can help you, even if you just do it a few minutes a day, naturally enhance your writing skills. And with a digital age, content is king on the internet, and your audience expects new content from you all the time. So, instead of fighting through writer's block or any of that stuff, if you're in the habit of writing and allowing your thoughts to flow freely, you're going to notice a difference in your ability to focus and also your ability to not freeze up when it's time to write a blog post or if you're working on a chapter in your book. So the other thing we want to talk about is convenience. Now, of course, with digital journals, there's advantages there as well. And like I mentioned earlier, you want to try them both to see which one works best for you. So digital journals offer a distinct advantage. You can store it on the cloud. You have everything right there on your phone. After all, you're already on your phone, and you can always put do not disturb on your phone so that you're not easily distracted or disrupted when you're journaling. And you can pull your journal up pretty much on any device when it's digital. Whereas a handwritten journal, you could end up leaving it home, losing it, or it getting damaged, and you won't have access to anything that you may have journaled. So, it's all about your comfort level and preference. The other thing about digital journaling is it's easy to edit. So you can modify things as needed, but you can also search things as needed, because eventually your journal will be this tool that you use to recall information. And what better way to do that than on a digital than in digital format. You can't really do that in a handwritten journal because you don't know what you're going to want to recall. So you can't really bookmark it or highlight it. So you want to think about that as well. How important is it to recall information, edit it? And the other thing is, it's easier to store information because, with journals and physical journals, eventually you journal enough, they're going to pile up. And so eventually you're going to end up having to shred them and discard them anyway. So it's up to you what you think is best. And there's so many digital tools out there to help you maintain your journal. You can use your notes app. You don't have to have anything fancy. The point is that you get your thoughts down and you have them in front of you, at any given moment to use, to evaluate, and to get your ideas out. You can also use Google Docs, which is also an app that's downloadable to your phone. The point is to not hem and haw too much over being too fancy. And I just want to emphasize that you should just get started. Focus on getting started. And so the other thing I want to mention, you want to create a lifestyle you love through journaling. And so how exactly do you do that? So when we think about that, it's like, when and what do we want to write about? So the thing you want to think about is every aspect of your life, because you don't want to compartmentalize your life. Hopefully I said that right. One of those words you stumble over, but you don't want to put your life in different compartments. So you want to allow yourself to flow freely, because there's things about your business that kind of transcend into your personal life, and there's things about your personal life that transcend into your business life. So make yourself the focus of your journaling process, and use journaling as a way to rediscover your dreams, define your goals, and to really think about, your dream life. Because, and then remove all the filters about what your dream life is. And people tend to think of journaling as kind of a nighttime activity, because maybe that's when the kids are quietest and all of that. But think of journaling as the 5 or 10 minutes you can steal throughout the day, whether it's cutting 5 or 10 minutes off of your Netflix time or cutting 5 or 10 minutes off of your social media scroll time. Carve out those 5 or 10 minutes and make sure that you're working to create the lifestyle you love. And the only way to do that is to really be able to have that time that you can get in tune with you, the you of the future, the you of yesterday, to kind of tap into dreams that you may have allowed to fall by the wayside, and also to, kind of define some new goals for yourself and for your business. So if you're going to have a gratitude journal, you can just simply think of 3 things you're grateful for and focus on what makes you happy and not what's going to make other people happy. Focus on what makes you happy, because we get in the business of taking care of others that we forget to focus on ourselves and what really makes us happy. The other thing, another type of journal is the Ideal Day Exercise Journal. And in this journal, you get to uncover what's really important to you. And perspective is invaluable for thriving personally and professionally, because the way you would take the approach to implement this type of journaling is you would think about from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, what does your ideal day look like? And like I said, remove the filters. What is your ideal day? What is your best day if it was perfect, if you had everything that you wanted? And allow yourself to capture that in your ideal day journal. And this is really important when you think about, getting in tune with your big goals, the goals that you tend to silence because you try and convince yourself that you can't achieve it. Your Ideal Day Exercise Journal lets you get at the root of of those big goals that you're suppressing. Then there's the Brain Dump Journal. And this is exactly what it sounds like. This is everything that kind of swirls around in your mind, and you're not putting things in like compartments necessarily, but you are truly dumping everything out that's swirling around in your brain, and writing the first thing that comes to your mind, and not allowing yourself to stop, and not allowing yourself to be filtered and it's just a free-flowing thought, and not editing, not thinking about periods, not thinking or any other grammatical stuff. It's really just getting everything out of your brain and into your journal. And once all these thoughts are on paper, you can prioritize which tasks need to get done versus the ones that can be saved until tomorrow. And this turns all of your overthinking into actual productivity. And so let's say some people like to think, I want to be rich, or I want to have 6 figures, or I want this, or I want that. And the question is, what do those things, those aren't goals. Those are great things to aspire to do, but those aren't the goals that you need to strive for, because you're missing everything in between. And so you need to really get in tune with what is it that you really want that's making you want to achieve, the 6 figures? What is it that you really want? What will those 6 figures really get you? And those are the things you want to focus on. When you can visualize what you want, it enhances not just your goal setting, but your journaling experience as well. And it does require, a whole lot of discipline to make sure that you are consistent at everything that you're doing. And so consider, to get started, just consider starting with just 1 prompt a day and writing a short response, to, the prompt. So, creating the, good journaling habits and making sure you're consistent. So even if you simply open up your journal and just write down whatever comes to mind and not get caught up in the different journal types in the beginning, do it. The important thing is to start a habit and to start discovering what works best for you, and try all of the different types of journaling. So there's no right or wrong way to journal, and you don't need to worry about spelling or grammar mistakes. So that's why journaling is so therapeutic, because you're not under this microscope. This is for your eyes only. It's your own work of art, and it's your own vehicle for translating your thoughts.
Thank you for listening to the Boss Experience podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and watch my next episode. Take care and be well.